Happy Monday. So today we're going to be talking about cash infusions. Yay! By now you've probably done one already, and we're going to kick it up a notch. I feel like this is where I should have like my emerald bam. But this time from here on out, all of the cash infusions are going to be specifically linked to a tier of the client pyramid so that we can make sure that we're gaining momentum and all of the different areas of our business and not just one sector. So we're going to start with the groundwork so that we can get that base momentum and let that keep building up the pyramid and keep bringing clients in. So get excited. Okay, first let's talk about when should you use your groundwork specific cash infusions. And there's lots of time, just like a regular cash infusion, you can use them, like whenever you just want to create some momentum or, even bring in extra money, that's cool. We're going to be doing groundwork first so that we can focus on really climbing the pyramid and having momentum that flows from top to bottom. Once you have momentum built up, you don't necessarily need to. For me, I like these, like if you've been disconnected from your audience for a while, or just like a little hermit, we all know this, or maybe you feel like your momentum's dropped a little bit and you just need a little bit extra oomph. Perfect time. And the fun thing about groundwork cash infusions is, yes, it's like a double whammy. So it's like, yes, you're getting momentum now, you're having income coming in now, but you're also growing connections with those clients who are very likely to become your core and crown. You're just prepping them to get further along their journey. So it's short game, and long game all at the same time. Other times to use this could be depending on what you're launching, if it is core or groundwork in the pre-launch stage. So it's going to depend like how long your launch is and like what your offer is. But I would say 1 to 4 weeks before your launch begins would be a good time so that people are already kind of like on the energetic pathway before your launch opens. They're, if it's something that they need to start processing and go through, they've already integrated. And then you just have to explain to them why going deeper makes sense and why the thing that you're offering next goes deeper. If it was instead of like a traditional launch, if it was for like say 1-to-1, you could have a smaller period because chances are they don't need to think about it quite that much, because at a groundwork 1-to-1 it's probably like a single session. But regardless, we want to give people time to really process whatever they are processing, make sure they actually do whatever you're offering, and to register that there are shifts that your offer is bringing them. I also like doing these if you are redoing, maybe you're redoing all of your core offers, or you're redoing, product flow or funnels that lead everything together. And this way you can prep people to be ready for that next thing before it fully, anchors in. There's already energy there to help smooth everything over. And of course, as we said, like you can do this if you want a testimonial for something, or just extra testimonials to use in general, or when you want extra money, etc., etc. Okay, so I think that covers the when. Let's talk about what your groundwork clients need. And this is going to help you decide what offer to choose and how to talk about it. So groundwork clients, remember, they need to know they don't need to know. They know what their big problem is, and they know it like in the broadest way. They don't know what they need to help get them there next. So what we want to give them is something that's super clear, that has a really clear structure and like one outcome or deliverable, or however you want to see it. And it could be like, after you have this, you're going to have clarity. And maybe that's something like a tarot read or an energy session, or, anything. It could be, you have this big problem. We're going to focus on one little aspect of it. So that could be something more like, how do you get your sales page to connect more? An energy clearing to remove very specific blocks around whatever their big problem is. Maybe it's around growing their business. It could be energetic realignment sessions for them, their business, their family, whatever. But we want to make sure that it is specific to an outcome, simply because at this level, they don't necessarily have the full vision, so they can't understand how something could do this and this or this or this or this for them. They need to be told, this does this for you. And so like if you sell, general energy work, and which you can use for lots of different ways, like example, quantum activations. We can do quantum activations on just about anything. We could do them on, like I use quantum work to help my son stop hiccuping. So like literally anything for activations. Sometimes it's things like helping me process something or helping me integrate an energy that I want to bring in. It can be things like I've used with clients for clearing money blocks or for, shifting their approach to sales or being able to really honor their purpose. So many different things. But when I do cash infusions with quantum activations, which I mean, never joking, but when I do those, it's very specific to money. And I have very specific, this is what we do, because people know, they understand that, okay, if we're going to be shifting your relationship with money, they know what that means. And then I have testimonials to back it up of like, past clients have had these results, these tangible results, these intangible results. That's what your groundwork clients need. And, just make sure it's problem specific. And I've seen big differences in sales just from switching this. One of the first times I had clients run cash infusions, one client was stuck. I remember she came to me and she was like, no one's buying. I'm really upset. I love this offer. What can we do? I remember looking at them like they're not ready for this. Either we change the offer or you have to make it really clear what's going to change from this. They don't know how to apply it to their own life. And she was doing EFT. So instead of just a general, you can use this for whatever, it went to a, let's unblock your finances. And she, don't remember exactly how much she sold, but it was like quadruple what her goal was. And it was only in a couple of days because it was just they needed to know exactly what they were getting, what it was, what was going to change in their lives, what it would do for them. And then they had the structure pieces of, oh, I have these many calls, I have this extra support. I know what how I'm going to be supported. I know what this is going to do for me. And they could put all the pieces together. So when you're invite, that's what you also need to be doing, is make sure they understand all these pieces, that picture is really painted of you are here, maybe even this is why you're here. Things can change, and give them that reassurance. Things can change. We can help start to make their change. This will make the change for you. They need to understand that you understand and you've been where they are, or that you know what they're experiencing, that you get it, that you get the feelings that they're having, because feeling understood is what's going to move them forward and what's going to make them feel safe in working with you. I wouldn't be afraid to share pieces of, this is where they've been struggling, and these are the thoughts and the fears that you may have. And if you have a story that goes with it, perfect. Insert your story here, basically. But we don't want to keep them in the fear. It's just we want them to understand, you feel this is what you've experienced, and it's okay. It is still possible, even with where you are, to create change, and make it really clear that things can improve. It doesn't take 1,000,000 hours a day. And at this level, we want to make clear it's not going to break their bank account. And it doesn't matter what level of groundwork clients you have, we're still infusing that in there. And from there, we need to walk them through the offer, how that's going to shift things, what's shifting for them. So like, what is the transformation point, essentially? And I'll give an example, just so we have an example. So, okay, I'm going to use general energy worker who often works with families and children. So the client struggling with their children's behavior. And we want to start by, let's describe the behavior. Like, what does that look like? Are they throwing tantrums? Are they refusing to eat their meals? Are they just talking back? I don't know. Whatever it is, like, we get it. Make it clear that we get it, that you've been there. And then like, you could tell your story of, these are some of the things that I used to experience. And then I started using this energy modality. And these are the results that I've seen in my life, in my family, with my children, with my clients' families, et cetera, et cetera. And just show the, show the journey. So recap. Things that we want to include in our offer when we're talking about it. Who is it for? Because they need to be very clear, like, this is me, I am here. So what are they currently experiencing? You can paint whatever picture, go to the feelings, whatever. And then how is that different from what they want to experience or what they feel like they should be experiencing? And they're probably going to emphasize that should. You can decide whether it feels ethical to you to do that or not. And then the structure of the offer. And when I say structure, I mean like you get this. You get, a 6-module course, or you get an email course with an email every day, or you get 2 one-to-one calls this length of time and, text access in between, like whatever. What is that structure? How is that going to lead them to the transformation? How is that going to make a difference in their life? What's going to change with this? You likely will need to answer questions like, how long is this going to take? How are they guided and supported along the way? How do they know that it'll actually work for them, basically? Like, how do they know that this is something that can make a difference? And how do they know that they can get unblocked from where they are right now? And kind of the big things, what transformation can they expect? So essentially, how are we solving a problem for them? What is the problem? What's getting solved? What can they expect things to look like? So regardless of what area of business you're in, how will their life or business or relationships or family, health, etc., or all of the above, how will those things improve? And it's not going to be all of the above because we're going to fine tune it, but it could be several still. How will those things improve? And then, of course, we always want to tell them, how can they buy the offer? Make it really clear. You can use pieces of your human design. You can ask them a question. If you're a generator, you can just inform them. If you are a manifester, you can give an invite. If you're a projector, and reflectors, you can just do what you do. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is our groundwork cash infusions. It's building off of what you've already done. So it's just tinkering with it to make sure that we're speaking to the right people. So now it's time to dive in. Yay! Okay, so I want to hear how this goes, what's going on, what comes up for you. Tell me all the things. We all know I like that. And happy cash infusioning. Bye!